Good morning, Central High School students and faculty. Welcome to our virtual assembly.
This is the story of Central High School in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
It was a high school with high expectations.
I think it was the best of Tuscaloosa.
Central was amazing.
It brought us all together.
We came second to no one.
So why did Central cease to exist?
Hi, this is Flanagan, broadcasting live from the blood drive.
That's me in 1999, when I was a junior at Central, then the one public high school in the Tuscaloosa city school system.
We just beat Hillcrest 5-1 the other day, so we've obviously got what it takes to whoop up on everybody that's in Tuscaloosa.
You had people from all over Tuscaloosa, from all the different neighborhoods, all different socioeconomic backgrounds, all converging in one place every day.
When we was like brothers and sisters in school, we all might have been different shapes, different sizes, different colors, but you couldn't tell us different.
Good morning, I'm Katie Stevens. And I'm Coop, and these are your morning announcements.
You met all the kids in the city, and you didn't necessarily know that many people existed in the city. We had white friends, black friends, everybody was just cool with each other.
We're talking about the baseball game this afternoon, Vestavia versus your Central Falcons.
You just had everyone from the city. So you had so much to choose from, it was a cream of the crop. If you said Central High School anywhere in the state of Alabama, they know who Central High School was.
Tuscaloosa is probably best known as the home of the University of Alabama, famous for its football program, but also for what happened in this spot on the university campus in 1963. It's where Governor George Wallace attempted to block the first African-American students from attending the university. He failed, and the university was integrated.
What makes Tuscaloosa so great is we just have a great mixture of so many different people from varying different backgrounds. We're a city that's around 55% white, 45% African-American, so we have a unique split in terms of our racial population.
There is a lot of economic disparity in Tuscaloosa, and there's sort of a geographical feature that is emblematic of that divide, and that's the Black Warrior River, which runs through the center of town. On the north side of the river, you've got the more affluent areas, mansions and country clubs. Then on the other side of town, you still got some nice areas. I grew up in downtown Tuscaloosa, the historic district of town. And then just adjacent to downtown, you've got what's known as the West End.
In the Western Zone, you have the highest unemployment rate. Of course, you have the highest poverty rate. So people who are over here, for the most part, the majority of the people are here because they can't do any better. They don't have a choice.
In 1978, a federal court order mandated that the mostly segregated public high schools in Tuscaloosa merge together to create one big high school. That's how Central High School came to be.
There was one high school, which was a mega high school, and the students did great athletically, academically. There were actually people who wanted to come to Tuscaloosa because of the good schools here.
Central was the center of everything, so.
You may have some students that are not doing as well, but their assumption, they see everybody else doing well. You give them a little incentive to do a little bit more.
But in 2000, everything changed. The federal court order was lifted, and the school board voted to break up Central into 3 separate schools, a move characterized by many as resegregation. Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox graduated from Central High School in 1991.
People of means were moving their children out of the city schools. So in some ways, the decision, although on the appearance and in the short term appeared to be resegregation, it was actually the only decision to be made to keep diversity within our school system.
White students were leaving the Tuscaloosa city school system. Between 1995 and 2000, the number of white students in the city school system dropped by 21%.
They were children from communities who didn't look like their children, who didn't live with their children, had nothing in common. So I guess sometimes people think that poverty will rub off on you, but I have not found that to be true.
The city built 3 new high schools. Central was torn down and rebuilt on the same spot. Paul W. Bryant High School was built on the east side of town, and Northridge High School was built north of the river, in the most affluent part of Tuscaloosa.
Going to Northridge was bittersweet for me. I mean, it did seem like, wow, we're gonna get to do something new, but also I was leaving behind this tradition.
Delia Steverson went to Central for the first 2 years of high school and spent the second 2 at Northridge after the split.
We, as Tuscaloosa, were going backwards, and all I kept thinking was, if we're going to go backwards and some schools are going to be better than others, of course you're going to say, I want to be where the best, teachers are, where the best opportunities are going to be, and I think everybody wants that for their children, but not everybody is positioned politically, economically, to be able to make those same decisions.
2 of the 3 high schools are majority African American. Northridge has the most even split, with 43% African American. Bryant is 86% African American, and 98% of Central's student body is African American, much of which comes from Tuscaloosa's West End. Because of low standardized test scores, the Alabama Department of Education has designated Central as a failing school every year since 2013.
We absolutely have an achievement gap in our school system. We have students who are not performing at grade level and where they need to be at Central High School. We have to look at our students' performance as they're ready, as they enter school in pre-K or kindergarten, and what happens in elementary school, what happens in middle school, and then ultimately at the end at Central High School. So this is not about a school, this is about a school system.
One of the success stories to emerge from the Tuscaloosa City Schools is boxer Deontay Wilder, currently the WBC heavyweight champion of the world.
Then how dirty we gonna do you? Dirty! Napping! There wasn't no roots.
Wilder was part of the first class to graduate from the new version of Central.
When it split up, it was, it was a bittersweet, it was just a bitter moment. Wasn't nothing sweet about it. It was just bitter because, like, all your friends was elsewhere, you know what I'm saying? And if you only had so many friends, then they was gone, and you just, like, almost starting back over. It's like the school spirit was gone as well, too. It wasn't the same. It wasn't Central no more.
The 3 high school situation has been a blessing for Tuscaloosa. Now we know our children were failing.
Former City Schools board member John Gordon says Central's overall success disguised what was really going on.
Let's say that Central as one school represented a bicycle built for 3. Ahead on that bicycle maybe was a white child. In the middle, you may find a black child. And at the end, you may find a Hispanic child, all pedaling, going to the finish line. But see, when we took the bicycle apart and gave everybody their bicycle, we gave Northridge its bicycle, we gave Bryant its bicycle, and we gave Central its bicycle. Now everybody can see, oh my God, everybody wasn't going crossing the finish line at the same time. They were just on the same bicycle.
We have students who have experiences, whether that's experiences being in poverty or experiences at home, that keep them from being focused on education and keep them from being focused in the classroom. And that's just a reality for some of our students. So we've got to remove those barriers so that when a student is there in the classroom learning to read, that's all he has to worry about is learning to read.
What made a big impact on me and something I think about often even today at Central, giving guys on the football team a ride home and seeing where they lived. And that's one of those moments where it dawns on you a lot of the success that you think you've made for yourself is really contingent on a lot of circumstances that you have no control over.
Good morning, students, faculty, staff of Central High School East. We're here this morning to honor our Student of the Month nominees.
You set the example here at Central, so I hope you will wear your ribbons with pride.
I wouldn't trade my experience that I had at Central for anything. And I would want my kids to have the same experience where they are in an environment where they are around lots of different types of people. I think it just makes you a better person.
I wish somehow, some way, that we could have convinced more people that your experience at Central not only prepared you academically, it prepared you for life, because we're in a world that's diverse. We're in a world that's complicated. We're in a world where people are coming from different backgrounds that none of us can appreciate or understand. Central High School, in a way, forced us all together to learn from each other, and I think eventually love each other as part of being one community. Those are lessons that I think, unfortunately, are getting missed in great abundance, not only in our city, but throughout the nation.